Welcome into Philly Sports Talk. Mark Farzetta alongside Crystal Rich in for Amy Fadul, who has the day off. We'll be getting into all things Eagles, as we'll also break it down with Mr. Dave Zangaro of NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com and the My Team app. They have a 1 o'clock kickoff coming up against the Texans, looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. But first and foremost, Dave, the quarterback controversy has reared its ugly head.
The what?
I know, right? Have you heard about this?
No.
People arguing about Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. I personally don't believe that there's a quarterback controversy because one guy isn't even healthy. So as of right now, I don't believe in it. But as he would, as the head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Doug Peterson would get asked about Carson Wentz and how he's handling all the talk and sitting out with his injury.
I can stand here and say that Carson's our quarterback. You know, he's our quarterback of the future, and that's why we drafted him. And it's also why we have Nick here, you know, as a backup, as a veteran player to you know, I don't want to say bail us out, but to come in and execute, you know, the offense. And you know, I think we just continue to reconfirm that with Carson and let him know that, and continue to say, hey, listen, you're going to be here for a long time, have a long career, and we just got to commit to that and communicate that to him, and you know, let that kind of sink in.
I think that all makes sense for everybody, but how about this regarding Carson Wentz's injury? Our own John Clark of NBC Sports Philadelphia tweeting out, source tells him that Carson Wentz really wants to play through the stress fracture and got another opinion on his back with a specialist while the Eagles were in Los Angeles. But that doctor agreed with the Eagles that rest is best right now. Doug Peterson, as you just heard, are going to trust the medical staff. When you do try to break everything down right now, Crystal, you're looking at a situation that Doug Peterson referred to many times just a week ago on Friday, that this is something that evolved. So what are the odds it evolves again if he does step back on the football field?
Now listen, no one should really want that. And let me tell you why. Carson Wentz, he's 25 years old. Nick Foles, 29. Yes, he did a good job. If he can win us this next two, great. But we still have to remember his age. We have to remember who's the more athletic quarterback. We have to remember who's the future of this franchise. That is Carson Wentz. So rest him. He's going to want to play, as he should. As every great athlete wants to get out there and help his team, he should want to play. But when we talk about being realistic, let's get him healthy before. There's still so much to get us into the playoffs. Would we really want to risk Carson Wentz getting hurt?
No.
Again?
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if they rule that there's no chance of further injury, then sure, you would put him back out there, I think, because I think he still gives you the better shot to win. But you're right. I mean, if there's any chance of him further injuring himself, you can't even let himself think that he can play. I mean, you have to kind of sit down and talk to him and let him know, like, you're still, and Doug Peterson said he's doing this with him, you're still our guy. You're still the guy we want for the next decade, for the next years, to quote Chip Kelly. He's still their guy. So I hear Barrett laughing over there. He's still their guy. So that they've got to stick with this plan. If he's not healthy enough to go, you can't risk it. I think the thing is, you can't risk further injury. If there's any chance with a back, if there's any chance that he can hurt himself more, you got to say, sorry, kid, you're not playing. That's going to be tough for him. He's obviously, it's got to be tough mentally, right? Because Nick Foles wins the Super Bowl. Nick Foles wins the biggest game of the next season, and Carson Wentz is sitting there going, a little jealousy has to sink in. He has to fight that, I'm sure, because he's happy for Nick and everything. But of course he wants to be out there.
Yeah, he's a competitor, and any competitor wants to be out there to enjoy the spoils of the game. And when you have a Super Bowl trophy and it's not you on the football field winning it for the team, you want your shot at it.